I want to do a quick equipment video of just things I've added to my boat.
That one, and then I caught that one. I'm not saying that's calling your shot, but
Full sack of fish right there. 20.
I had a video camera cut off. I'm not sure what all I've recorded there. So a couple things that I've added to my boat recently that I think are just awesome, slick deals. One of them I added a long time ago, but this is a Dickie Newberry deal. I saw Dickie added these to his boat, and I'm like, what in the world, where'd you get those? So when I tie my baits on, I sit right here. And unfortunately for me, Ranger boats put a pedestal hole seat right there. A lot of boats have that pedestal hole seat there. It's done so that you can lift that pedestal pole and hold the cover up. But when I'm tying baits on, I bet when I sold my last bass boat, my last Ranger boat, I bet there was $60 or $70 worth of tungsten between the floor and the hull. TH Marine makes this little deal right here, which is just cool. And it just sits, sorry about that. It just sits right there in that hole. It flattens down. It's real easy to get out. You just grab that little deal and it pulls out. I've got 3 of those in the boat. I've got that one and I got 2 spares. I love that. That saves, and I mean, I could sit here and try to drop a tungsten weight in there and it wouldn't go in. But if I dropped them by accident, 80% of the time they're going to bounce twice and go in there. So that is so handy to have in there. It keeps you from getting soft plastics in your hull, which, as you know, will go back there and they'll get in the float for your automatic bilge pump and mess that up. So that is just something super handy to have in your boat. The other thing I've added, and I've also, so these deals, I might have to remount my camera, bear with me. So forever and a day, I've carried nips, dikes, whatever you call these things in the boat. You can see these are rusty. They're actually still in pretty good shape. I love having these in the boat. If you get a deep hook fish, you can cut that hook out of that fish. But as they get older, they get pretty hard. There's not, because it's got pretty short handles on them, you can't get way down in a fish, and you don't have a lot of leverage on them. I saw these on the Lew's website the other day. I love these things, and I'm going to show you. I've already cut this off once because I've already done this video once and accidentally deleted it. These things, so for 2 reasons I love these things. Number 1, deep hook fish. Number 2, if you're fishing a BFL, you got to cut the hooks off to your A-rig hooks. These things, I mean, they are, I'm going to close my eyes even though I got glasses on. That thing will cut a hook so easy. It's like 30 or 40 bucks. That is a sweet, super cool deal to have in the boat. I've talked about this before. These are, I saw them the other day. They're like $6 for a pair of them. I'll put a link below if I know anywhere you can find them. I know Academy carries them as well. Just forceps. So forceps are just little pinchers that will snap and hold stuff. And these are so handy if you have a deep hook fish to reach in there and grab the tip of that and cut that hook off, or just cut the line off and pull that hook back out. You're going to save a lot of fish's lives and probably make yourself some money by having those forceps in the boat. Those are such a cool deal. The 2 other things I love having in my boat that I've added recently, let's go to the front of the boat, is number 1 on my Minn Kota. My Minn Kota Ultrix came with a cable. You know, G-Force came out with to my knowledge, G-Force came out with the first cabled trolling motor pool, and then the new Minn Kotas come out with their own. Well, unfortunately, I crimped mine. Excuse me. I crimped mine in my trolling motor when I put my trolling motor down one day, and I was afraid it was going to break when I was fishing with it. So I cut it shorter. Well, then I got it too short. I saw this. This is made by Bob's. I bought it at Tackle Warehouse. It's got a molded in cable, so you can't break the cable out of the handle, and it's just so much easier. As we're adding more and more stuff, right? So that Ultrix has got a lift assist on it. But I've got a 360 imaging on there. I've also got an external down imaging transducer on there. Garmin guys are running their extra transducers on there. Those trolling motors are getting heavier and heavier. So it's really nice to have a super comfortable handle. Yesterday, Moonpie, who has a G-Force on his, grabbed it and he goes, "Man, I like this. Where did you get it?" So I like that handle a lot. The only thing I'd say to Bob's is I'd love that to maybe be a foot longer if you guys could do that. That'd be kind of cool. But I love that. I'll put a link below where you guys can get that as well. The last thing is my power pole buttons. I love these power pole buttons. I see guys using the little bitty ones. The problem with those is they're really hard to get to with your feet. As we've talked about before, you know, bass fishing a lot of times is 8 hours of pretty much boredom with, you know, 15 to 30 seconds mixed in a pure adrenaline, hopefully 8 or 10 times a day when you get a fish on, or more than that, hopefully. And when that happens, I want to have stuff that's easy to get to. These are awesome. Bump, bump, up comes the power poles. More importantly, I get a bite. You guys see me do this all the time. Bump, bump, down go my power pole. That is, I think those are around $100. I will caution you, make sure before you order these that, I think there's 2 different types of these. I'm sorry, I can't confirm that. I'll try to confirm it before I post this video. But make sure so I run power pole blades. Those are the buttons for power pole blades. So make sure before you order them, you get the right ones for your power poles. But the cool thing about these is they're Bluetooth. There's no wires to run. You just screw them to the deck and you program them like you do any other remote. By the way, I wore that remote around my neck when I first got my power poles. I got a fish on, it got wrapped around my star drag. I like to strangle myself, and I think if I remember right, I lost that fish. So those are so handy. I never even get my power pole control out. I've got it, by the way, something else. I've got mine in a plastic box in my glove box, and I did that because Happy, the guy who runs the power pole trailer on tour, told me, he said, the last thing you want to have happen, of course I'd never thought about this, is you're running down the road or down the lake, but more worrisome, down the road, and you hit a bump and something shifts and something gets on that button and you put your power poles down going 75 miles an hour down the interstate. So he suggested, and actually the little box I have in there, he gave me at the power pole trailer. He just put it in a little box so that nothing can get up against it and press that power pole button. So that's a helpful hint for you guys. You might want to add in there. So anyway, I think I've got a little bit more I want to add right here about a keyboard, but I want to say one thing to Ranger boats. Ranger boats, please, 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 so along the same lines, or somebody making a boat out there, give me an up-down trim switch that I can do with my foot while I'm fishing. Same thing. It would be so awesome. Somebody make it Bluetooth. I'll promote it if you'll make a Bluetooth one that I can get my motor up and down while I'm fishing. So that's something I'd love to have. Speaking of which, I'm gonna throw out one more idea for Humminbird. Hey Humminbird, I've sent you guys an email on this. I have an Apple wireless keyboard, Bluetooth. My Helixes are Bluetooth. Set it up so that I can type in waypoints with my Apple $30 keyboard. Make a $30 wireless keyboard that we can use. That would be so awesome to have. One of my viewers out there knows how to do this. One of you guys is a computer geek and can figure out how to do that. I think that would be so slick to have a Bluetooth keyboard in my boat where I can enter waypoint names and notes on those waypoints just by typing on a keyboard. That'd be so slick. So anyway, that's the 3 things I thought I would mention to you guys that I've added to my boat recently. I've just ordered a new pair of pliers I'm really interested to see, so I'll share those with you guys as soon as I get those in. But the things I love that new Lew's clippers. Those are awesome. You saw how easy that cut that hook. I love my power pole buttons down there, and of course I like that big Bob's trolling motor handle as well. So that's my thoughts, and I hope you guys enjoyed my little equipment, what I'm doing in the boat. I've got a new pair of pliers ordered I'm interested to see, and I've got one other little thing that I bought that I had in my last boat that I hadn't added yet, but as soon as I add it, I'll post a video up. Thanks guys.